Hello, welcome to stream. We is doing some stuff. We is doing some stuff at the moment. Hang on, actually, allow me to not capture desktop, but capture this. We're on our way to getting Lord on Hulk, or at least I am. I have one challenge left to do, and I figured to start this stream off, we might as well go ahead and have some fun with this and get Lord on Hulk for the first character of Marvel Rivals. This is my first time lording up on a character, so yeah. Zach, on you. Let's play. My audio is included as well on Xbox, by the way. Yeah. Or not on Xbox, on PC. You get the point.
Wait, did you include your audio again after leaving?
Yes. That was what I meant by that.
Actually, I want to play some Hawkeye.
Chat, I read some of the guidelines on some firearm stuff for YouTube and Twitch, right? And I'm curious to see if I can find someone who's like working out with guns, right? I'm an avid firearm enthusiast. I enjoy shooting guns, working on them, working with them, right? I understand the guidelines. I'm also a cheapo who is quite fat. I would like to actually build or lose weight in the best way possible, right? The goal is not to spend money, but to work out, right? So the thought process is there shouldn't be a problem with me working out with guns, just picking them up and down, up and down, up and down, right? Shouldn't be a problem at all. Yeah. Why is that so quiet? Turn a lot of volume there because it is. I can't hear the game audio. There it goes. Now I can hear it. It's insanely quiet, but I can hear it. No. Sad. Sadness, sadness. We're on our way. I thought today for this stream I'd continue doing, what's it called? The building of that world I started last time that no one could see because I was working on an alternate PC, right? I just have to swap that file over and then from there work on it on the main PC and then just adjust some stuff. So here soon you'll see what I've been working on that last stream. Ooh,
golly,
she got us good with that one. Is her plasma burst the same thing as Iron Man's?
No.
Okay.
A lot less effective.
What? That's a no-brainer. I'm just thinking, like, along lore-wise, right? Is it supposed to be the same thing?
Hers is like a sniper rifle, super-powered sniper rifle. Iron Man's is just a giant explosion.
Got it.
Golly.
I am not on the thing, and that Scarlet Witch is a pest. That God. She's good with the sniper. Someone needs to take care of the Scarlet Witch. She is the gnat in the sky. Literally.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Sniper.
I'm messed up. The
Black
sniper, Black Widow. That one. Sorry. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I saw the hair and thought Scarlet. Yeah.
Their Adam Warlock name is Fat Dumbledore.
What?
Their Adam Warlock's name is Fat Dumbledore.
That is the best. That is the best name ever. I love that name. That's amazing. Wait, we know Moot. That's Malachi? That's Malachi, Zach.
Nah,
Yeah, that's his name.
I doubt that.
Brotha, that is friend's name. I'm convinced that's Malachi. I'm gonna do this because, yeah, there she is. She tried flanking. What in the world is hitting me so hard, bro? Something just cleared, like, half the health bar off the Hulk.
I have to get this right this time.
She's still sniping somewhere. I'm gonna take an alternate path this round. If I can get behind her and just destroy it, it works.
Us against the world.
Dang it, bro, I'm actually so terrible.
Their team's capture progress has passed up.
That said, I'm going for Lord on Hulk, not Banner.
You were expecting the Hulk? I'm
Strong again! No smashing us now!
A little help, please. It deserved that. They've almost got it.
They're pushing all the way back towards our spawn. I've been killed consistently. What the heck? She is sniping on the left-hand side as soon as you leave through this door right here.
Can't hit anything.
Spider-Man. He was just a kid.
But where? You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. My friends are here!
I'm
Born again!
Yeah, that's a no-go. That sucked. Big oof. Big oof.
So what? Put it in the fridge, not the freezer.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this
Science solves problems. I'm trying to.
I'm hulking out.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Hey, I like your firearms. Never thought I'd find someone with the same taste on this backward planet.
Yeah. What do you got in your trash can?
Let's see. Ion turret, photon reaction chain gun, mini black hole.
War journal entry. This world is
The battle starts in 5,
talking
4,
raccoons with better guns.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's destructible.
Mission area. Got it?
So there are two dooms, huh? Sounds like overpopulation.
Heads up.
Don't mind me.
Invisible?
I'm just dying.
I don't know.
Spiders? Cool idea.
Hulk grateful.
I got the box.
You're welcome.
No smashing us now.
I have a shield, but no complaints.
Punch in the hole. You're ready for it?
I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know what you want done or how I would do it or anything along those lines. I don't know how you can't hear me. I repeated it twice already. I don't know what I would do. I'll go hit it with it.
I'll get that vehicle to its destination. Time for us to head underground.
I got it. Clean it out.
No smashing us now.
I'm gonna clean it out. Brian doesn't want to, so I guess I'll do it. Doesn't. Alright then.
This deserves your attention.
Why did Dylan just message me?
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Gamma shield.
Here's how you shoot me. I'm just dying.
Hulk grateful.
You're welcome. Nice.
A little help, please.
Stop spider nest.
Hey, Stevie, enjoy the
Oh
amplifier.
my, why am I offline again?
No smashing us now.
Oh, hi.
Hi. You read my messages, Mr. Zachary?
We are
I
high
got
in
it,
the
but I
game.
didn't
What you
know.
mean?
How could you? Did you read my first message?
We're in a game.
Oh.
How can we read
How
anything?
dare you?
Dadgummit!
I
Jeff.
sent him a message an hour ago. He should have read it by now.
We've been in this for
Yeah,
about
we're
2
in the
hours.
What's the point of family anyway?
Spare food? No, that's
Why-
not.
what did you say?
Oh, you gotta read it.
Silver essence, stop now.
Bro.
I can't just spoil the plot.
Literally in a game.
I got a Postal Dude action figure coming.
Thanks.
Nice. What's that cost?
YouTube. $30.
Hulk protect.
Oh, you know, you have to know. You know YouTube's, right?
Yeah, I know you two.
Yeah, they released it. Well, they haven't released it yet. It's on pre-order right now. We pre-ordered it. But put out a pre-order for a Postal Dude action figure, and I was considering whether or not to get it because I was like, I don't really like YouTubes. I don't really have space for YouTube.
I'll take all
Like,
the healing I can get.
I have 6 Funko Pops that I rarely ever think about. And I got them forever ago. I got 3 of them. 3 of them are the Slipknot Funkos because I pre-ordered the Slipknot Funkos when they were on pre-order because I was still into Slipknot at the time. And then they took like years to get here. And then by the point that they got here, I was no longer listening to Slipknot. And also,
Yeah,
I
you
think
told me about that.
they like semi-scammed us because I pre-ordered 4 Slipknot Funko Pops, which was Corey Taylor, Sid Wilson, Craig Williams, or not Craig Williams, Craig Jones, and the special variant of Craig Jones, where he
I could
was
use a little help.
black,
On point,
and
please.
he had blood splatters on him. They sent us the 3, but I guess they canceled the special edition of Craig Jones, and they didn't give us any money back. So that's fun.
Sorry.
I was planning on.
That was
I was
stressful.
planning on getting. I was planning on getting the rest of the Slipknot Funko Pops because they did say that they were going to be releasing more. But now that they finally released them, I like no longer listen to Slipknot, so I just don't care to. But my other 3 Funko Pops is the Bat Who Laughs, the Invisible Man, like the original Invisible Man movie, which is my favorite of the original, like, you know, the original iconic monster movies. And Edgar Allan Poe, because I was just filling out things for our Christmas list. I was like, oh, Edgar Allan Poe. I've never read him, but I recently watched the BuzzFeed Unsolved video about him. It's just that they don't make like Funko Pops for things that I care about.
Okay.
Like,
Did you get one that
I
you
would
cared
love-
about? Or no?
I mean, okay, I got a bunch of them that I cared about at the time. The only one that I still care about is the Invisible Man one.
Is he
Because
invisible?
I used
Truly?
Yeah. Well, you can't see any part of him. That's actually a skin.
Oh.
But because I've never actually read Edgar Allan Poe, the extent that I know about Edgar Allan Poe's writing is like about the same extent that anybody knows about like William Shakespeare. Like, is the thing that you probably know just because it gets quoted. Like, I know about quote the Raven, under the floorboard, all that stuff. But I don't know anything else.
For an American Gothic writer, he wasn't bad. I preferred, what's her name? Flannery O'Connor?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Honestly, I really
mean,
don't know any of these names.
You
Flannery
don't know
O'Connor
Edgar
was
Allan Poe?
I know Alan Poe. I don't know the other one that Zach was just mentioning.
She's from Georgia. She wrote a bunch of these, like,
The country or the
Um,
state?
the state.
Okay.
I don't know anyone from Georgia, the country.
Okay.
Dang, they got
brain-
destroyed.
My brain confused itself there for a second because I tried to think of where Edgar Allan Poe was from.
Wow.
I don't think it's Boston. It might be, but I don't think it is.
I don't even know if it's
Yeah,
America. to be
Punisher
honest
is
with you.
insane.
Which sports team?
Edgar Allan Poe.
Which
Is he
sports? Yes, he was American. Which sports team is the Ravens from?
Let's go.
I think it's
I
a
know-
baseball team.
Don't queue.
Gothic
Don't
writer.
queue.
I don't know if he was American.
Some team is called the Ravens, and whichever state that is.
Let's
from.
go. I am now a Lord Hulk, ladies
I
and
was trying
gentlemen.
to think of where Edgar Allan
Hope you
Poe
enjoyed
was
this
from, and
first little bit of the stream. I am
No, I'm
going to
sorry,
be
Chris.
leaving the party and streaming the just chatting bit. But before I do so, I think a victory lapse is necessary. It is. We'll do one more round of this, and then we'll transition over to the BRB screen for our first break. We'll come back, and I will have an entirely new setup ready to go. Zach, on you.
But
Oh, well, actually, I was
tried-
going to end stream and stop playing because I have
Oh.
not eaten breakfast. I need to cook food, and I'm getting a headache from playing this.
I
trying to think of
understand.
where Edgar Allan Poe was from, and my
Never
friend
mind,
went
chat.
to Boston, and
do
then
this.
Chris, you at actually I don't
My
remember if it was you or
screen.
Zach. One of you
What,
guys
me?
asked if it was the country or the
Yo. Where is Notepad? I have no idea, friend. Not a clue. It's not seen, it's not teleport. Although that would be pretty neat to do. I don't think that would work out in my favor. That PC would have to be the sender. This PC would have to be the receiver. Let me see if I can do that. No. Tools, teleport this. Okay, so that's okay. I now have to turn on this PC. Nice. I'm gonna turn off my console because I am not playing games anymore. I am streaming a just chatting content stream. I've just, alright. Chat looked like a flashbang went out from underneath my desk. That was freaky. I need to clean out one of my PCs. I need to. I have compressed air. I think that'll be tomorrow. My bad. My bad. I don't think you'd know who Malachi is, but do you know who Alex Hightower is? Sorry, that was kind of, yes, you. Family. Okay, that's good. Okay. I was just curious about that because, stiff. the correct... Yeah, okay, so this is the correct one. Chat, this is what I've been working on the past little while now. I'm actually... Have I seen the Oblivion remaster? Yes, I have. I want to play it. However, at the same time, I don't know what to think of it. And I'm slightly... I am also very slightly just... I don't... It looks nice. But the problem is... Because I have gone through all of Skyrim, and I do mean all of Skyrim, the bugs, the glitches, the quests, the stories, the armors, the weapons, the nuances, the everything, right? I feel like if I ever touched Oblivion, one, I'd have to get the entire game, and two, I would have to non-stop, no life for the next 3 months play that game in its entirety to actually enjoy it. And it would need to be one of those, I can't have any distractions anywhere else. And right now, I can confidently say that with my streaming job and my investing job, that's not an option at the moment. I want to play Oblivion Remastered. Chat, if you want to see me play Oblivion Remastered, put it in the live chat. Put it in the comment section of the VOD from this on Orbs Vault. If you're watching just the VOD and not the stream, comment that in the comment section. Let me know. What do you want to see? Do you want to see Oblivion Remastered? I'd love to do that. Yeah. I'd have to know when. Skyrim is cool. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Yep. All good. Okay, so I'm gonna lock this now because this is the general aspect. That's good, not the way. Stay there. The only reason I'm using this is so I can actively, like, can you see exactly what I'm doing here? That is an insane amount of work I've put into this, and that was on this whole thing was 1 day's worth of me going at actually making this a reality, making the game work and it be good. Yeah, I've really gone and done all of this though. I really have. I'm gonna add a new note out to the side here because I do want there to be a new blank slate here for when I want to separate all of this by the continents, and then after that it'll be continent note, country, like tens of thousands of countries, whatever you see these countries here versus the continent here, this continent specifically, right? That way it's per continent, per country that I'm building this story on, and it's like a world that the players can explore and enjoy, right? The whole time I'm doing this, I'm learning a lot about D&D, and I am honestly fortunate to have the time to actually do this. So if you have any ideas as to what I should do for the countries or the continents or anything regarding that kind of mess, feel free to put that right here into this little box, right? This little box is essentially your window. I will see that on my screen, and yeah, we can actually get to work on that. With that being the case, we're going to go to BRB, right? Because now the setup is gold, and that's already taken its turn, and I still haven't ate breakfast myself, so I'm gonna do that right quick. With that being said, BRB. I've been muted this whole time. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just how different it is with the light on. Okay. Enough of that. Let's get down to business. I marked this. Now I've got to find it. Right here. I think I like this idea. Hang on. Can I, like, increase the size? I can. That works for me. And you guys are able to read that so much better, aren't you? I hope you are, because I know I can't. That looks a lot better. So, just so we're on the same page, I'm going to open this book right here all the way up. Boom. And this one. We were on the governments and the rulers, if I'm not mistaken. I put a Pokemon card in here. Here you are. Yeah. Yo, okay. Cool. Sweet. Everyone say thank you to Mineshaft for holding our position for us. This guy has gone through much trial and effort, and he has come out on top. Thank you, Mineshaft. I'm going to place you here in attack position because we know Yu-Gi-Oh! Is your favorite game and not Pokemon. Anyway. Looking at this, we are on communalism, leader, the first minister. Boom. Cool. There. Hello, Dylan. Can you hear me? Hello. 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 I think he can hear me. I also think he's a distance away from his mic. Could be wrong. Put that there. Put that there. Go. Take this right here. Good and gold. And we're going to do this right here. Getting gold. We have 20. We have 10. 6. Where is my... Oh, hello. You're stuck. I gotta be careful with these because they are very sharp. That one's 4. That one's a different 10. So our percentile here. Good. Have our 8. So that one was 6. And then this one should be our 12. Good. Good. We have that figured out now. Our stuff is organized. We're good. We are currently working with a 1d4, so this one here. Good. We're also working with... Cool. Okay. So that's the thing. We're going down the list, finding communalism. Token communalism. This here. Like this, and then what I did was this. Okay, and from here I roll for one of the four of those. Try not to tip it when I do that. One merit-based conclave of 7 faction representatives. Three. Find a common enemy. Just a And I am doing all this by book because I'm not very smart. If you have suggestions on what I could do to make things interesting as I go down this list, let me know. I can see all your messages in permanent detail, so regardless if all your messages here disappear, I can still see all of your stuff, and from that I can pretty much just throw it onto this and call it a day. The spicier, the better. Is that okay? I think that's okay. That being the case, let's continue. We have our leader for that one. We're looking for another communalism country. And throw a leader to communalism. This one here. Two. And just so you know, I think the way I'm going to do this is because I'm setting up the world and I am terrible at decision making. We're going to let the dice decide where our story starts and the events that occurred within that country that create a timeline. We're going to create a timeline for everything up into the characters part. And from there, we'll have beginning, story, through the end. Kinda. We'll see what we can do with it. Let me see what I can do with it first. Because, yeah. We're still on communalism. We are on that one there. Rolling for that one. We have a merit-based conclave. Okay, I don't like the double ones. Apparently we got a triple one though, so we're stuck in that. Merit-based conclave with 7 faction representatives. They seek to keep the peace between the factions and groups. There's so many words on this, I even have trouble reading this. Here we are. To keep the peace between factions and groups by good 3 hiring assassins and faking incursions. Okay. Next, communalism. That says 3. Find a common enemy. Wait. My brain just did this and then this at the same time. Mad confusion. We'll stick with 3. Faces of many, elected representatives of all the factions. Okay. That one. There's this one. I believe that means we're done with communalism countries. Cool. Okay. Here we're on dictatorship. So it appears I'm going to be referring back to this book here, right? This book has got some questions that actually tie into making a story with these the countries when we finish creating them, right? And as a result, we're going to be looking at all the different possibilities with each one, and not just allowing one ruler to remain throughout the whole thing, or we could just do that, let one of them survive past the entire story, and then the rest of it just get reshaped. And it's not going to be until we leave a certain continent. Yes, it's not until we leave a certain continent with a group of adventurers that we will be identifying and discovering new countries. The rest of them are in a stationary gist, I guess. They're going to be stationary until the story develops in such a way that time skips, and as a result, everything has to develop over the span of time that was skipped. I think that's the best way to go about it. And yeah, we're on to dictatorships now. So we're all the way back up. Find continent 1. My nose is bugging me. Ugh. Street, tribal aristocracy, utopian communism, monarchy. I'm glad the one country that's right here has the monarchy, and he's a child king. That's gonna be an interesting story. Anyway, utopian. We don't have that many dictatorships in this world of ours. One. Okay. Cool. I already like that country story. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be interesting to say the least. Okay. Ship here. Good. Four. Picking all the good stuff. I believe I am hearing my brother mess around with our nephew. The brother and our dad, his grandpa, messing around with him. That is a 4. Save all those of smaller stature. Yeah. Interesting. Four. No. Oh, double roll on 4. We want variety. 3. Okay. says 4. Okay. Next country. Boom. 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 This. Or sure. Sure. Why not? We're done with dictatorships for now. Scroll it back up. We working with utopians. Already, this is like interesting. Like, this is interesting in two aspects. The first is just the general vibe of governments within this world, and after that, because of the vibes, the story. Because now I've got an interesting one to just explore, and it's weird. It's very, very, very weird. That's a 4. Oof. very tempted after this, like after completing all the leaders to each of these continents or the countries, right? I'm gonna create new notes like this one right here, and we're gonna copy and paste literally each of the continents, and then from that we'll have like a file of the continent, like the overview, and then within that same file, we're gonna have different folders for each of the countries for that specific continent, so that way it's as easy as finding, okay, we're here, here, and here, starting with this place here, and we're going to work around this place specifically. So that way, the end result is us having a large area to cover and story and content to work with along the way, right? I think what I'm going to do as well, just so we're on the same page, because this kind of thing is one of those things not a lot of people want to watch. They don't want to just look at and go, oh, wow, this guy is interesting with a story. And it can seem kind of boring. Kind of. My thought process is I'm going to have the VOD to this stream not posted to YouTube, but to Patreon instead. I'll stream for 4 hours just doing this. It'll get posted directly to Patreon, so there is no confusion. It's there. It'll be locked behind my very first tier that I will charge for. If you're interested in the general aspect of all this, it'll be on Patreon. Yeah. Fingers crossed I can put an infinite number of videos up on there, because these are going to be very, very long, drawn out videos. They will be completely unedited. So, yeah. Let's continue, shall we? We finished that one. We're still on Utopian. There. I see two. I see another human mage. Four. Cool. See two. Hey, gum. think utopians are done. Next page. We have puppet governments. Did we have a single one of those? I don't think we did. So let's just check. We have G-type here. Authoritarian, we have our leader. G-type utopian, we have our leader. Tribalism, we have our leader. Utopian leader. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries on this one. Democracy leader, tribal leader, tribe leader, aristocracy leader, utopian leader, communalism leader. 6. Good. Grassland, we only have a single country here. It's a very large one that spans the entire continent. It's a monarchy. We have a leader. Yay. This is probably one of the larger ones. We have 10 countries here. Tribal leader, good. Utopian leader, good. Authoritarian leader, communalism, that's 5. Aristocracy leader, theocracy leader, dictator, authoritarian, tribalism, 5, 10, good. Right here, dictator leader, aristocracy leader, dictator leader. We don't have a puppet government at all in any of this. G-type communalism leader, authoritarian leader, communalism leader, oligarchy leader, democracy, good. Dictator leader, oligarchy leader, oligarchy leader, good and good. Okay, we have our leaders set up, good to go. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay, so we have something interesting occurring. Okay. I think now is an appropriate time to do this. This is, I think, an appropriate time to do this. So we're going to do this now. Folder. DnD. General World Files. Good. Okay. Boom. Boom. Yay. Now for the interesting part. The very, 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 very interesting part. Total world overview. Good. This is going to go there. What we want is continent 1. Continent, not continents, but continent 1. Good. We're going to essentially do the same thing again. Two. Each one of these is going to have separate notes on the continents overview. Continent 3. 6 continents in this world of ours. 4. 5. And 6. Gold. Okay. I know you can't see any of that on this. Just bear with me. Right here, we're going to take this and minimize. Good. We have continent 1. Good. Control C. Put this 1. Now over here. Boom. You can see this. This is my continent 1. Okay? Okay. Four countries to this singular continent as well. That way we are here. Save. Save. Good. We're going to open up a new one. Boom. Comment 2. Somebody was in the room. I've been like, what's going on? Here's 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to create double space on each of these. So I have space to actually see them and work with them. Good, and good. Okay. There's comment 2. Good. Save. Good. Cool. And when we go into each one of these, like I will roll the dice and have the specific country we start in, create the file, put the country in that file, and from there create a populace and everything about it like there after we're good and gone with pretty much all of this, right? And something tells me, I could be completely wrong in that somebody might want to play this, somebody might not want to play this in every aspect of the gist and knowing this, like all of it kind of thing, right? I'm thinking what I'll do is roll the die, right? The general populace, the settlements, the everything detailing the country that isn't leader, type of government, the geography, and essentially like what kind of specialness there is to the country, right? Like all of that stuff is going to be a surprise because that's legit half the story being taking place around. The smallest note ever. Ever. This is actually kind of crazy for it to be this. Save. Yes. Yes. Save. Good. Done. I don't need this. I'm looking for continent 4. This is by far the largest continent. Just because of its many countries. Explode with information. Ha ha ha. We are gold with that one. Save. Here. Continent 4. Good there. Good. Boom. Actually, go ahead and close out of this because we don't need that just yet. Cool. This one. C1. Yes. Good. Ah. Oh. Let's save. 5. Good. Good. 6. All of this here. Saved 5. Gold. Save. Save. No. Continent 6. General view. Yes. Good. Alright, close. We now have the general world information. This is what we were after. I am going to be doing some interesting stuff here. Stuff. Okay. I think what is best for me to do. Let's look up our world, shall we? How about this? We just do this here, and we're actually going to change this. we want to look up our world. So hmm. When I think of geography, I think of this picture specifically, right? So how unique and diverse is our world? So unique and diverse, we can't get enough of it, and so we make new worlds. Anyway, um, this is where I began to get a little skeptical with how D&D does it because it makes it simple. Yes, it does make it simple to create a geography from rolling the die and just saying, okay, this continent's full of hills. Realistically speaking, no, that would not be the case. There are 7 continents on planet Earth. The one down below, and then the 6 above. In the world I'm creating, there are 6 continents. Period. So, what exactly would dictate the geography and landscape? Clearly, I mean, I know it's the whole it's the mystery of Earth. What did this? There's got to be an absolute high point, Everest, and the absolute low point of the planet, Mariana Trench, right? Um, that goes for water too. Hmm. I've been streaming for an hour and 30 minutes. I think it's okay for me to take a break because we just got through typing a bunch and creating save files for the separate continents. And this is, I need to think about this because that's ultimately going to determine the dynamic in which I can tell a story because geography has significant importance to some people on planet Earth. So clearly it's got to have the same thing occur um, in this world too that we're creating. So with that being the case, we're going to be right back. BRB. That's the wrong mouse. I have to have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. I have a minor idea. Kinda. So I've already shown the information. I am going to do this. Hey buddy, what you doing? What you doing? Sorry, you can't go that way. So, hang on. Let me get this here. Up with this. Swan. I don't want to close out a... What you doing? Hmm? Huh? What you doing? Buddy. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? Uppy. Uppy. Careful with your head. Oh. Boop. Boop. Yeah, it's you. It's you. Say hi. Hi. I guess get to work, buddy. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. That's adorable. It, boop. Oh, boop. 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 I'm gonna go and bring him in there right quick. I'll be right back. Shit. We're adorable. I had to run away from him. He's probably gonna come up to the door, start screaming. Why? Why did you leave me outside? I wanted to play games. Why? Anyway, that was adorable. was cute while it lasted. Kind of thing. Let me get to. Why you no worky? Why this? Thank you. And then here I can do this. Boom. There you go. Now you can see my notepad here. I want to work off of this right here, the information displayed by this, right? With the exception of this here, right? Because this is essentially saying no one knows about it. Everyone's skeptical. It's not rare, nor is it commonplace. It's here and there. So this tells me that magic is beginning to be discovered within the world. Some countries have magic more so than others. And as a result of this right here, that is what's going to give us our geography. Because there could be an enormous creature on the planet no one knows about. It's actually being covered up by a mountain. And that is exactly what we're working with. There are 6 continents on this planet, each with their own countries and governments, and we have most of it. I mean, continent 1 is covered in mountains. Okay, that's cool. We have a chain of mountains, or 2. From mountains, you get pools of water. The snow melts, flows down into rivers, creeks, valleys. Where there are mountains, there are valleys, is the point. I think this is where it'd be best if I did this. Yeah. Log in. I believe. I believe I can use this. I believe I can. Let's see. I want to do that. Cool. Sweet. Good. Okay. So I have a world maker. I don't have to draw it out by hand or anything else like that. But I can get creative with this. I can get very creative with this. Hang on, let me see if I can get this to display. Because if I can, that's actually going to work in my favor. This. Yep, that right there. Gold. So, per the notes I'm looking at, we have 6 continents, and each one has a plethora of stuff to do with it. So, how about this? Let's go to scene. Is it scene settings? There was a setting on this before that would auto-generate stuff. No, no. What about this? No, not this. No. Do that? Yeah. Okay, so how much of this do we want to have into our water part? Because we need 6 continents, right? How do I want this to be? I don't like that much water. Water is needed. Streaming, go away. I need to reset those alarms. Hmm. How about this? How about this? I'm just gonna spam this button. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna spam this button a crazy number of times. Hopefully, I don't crash anything. Hopefully, I don't click on anything else. I'm gonna spam this button a number of times. Whatever it lands on, we're using. Did it change at all? I think it did. I see 79 changes down here. With that being the case, we're going to go ahead and assume that this world here is the one we're after. We need to make 6 continents. 6 of them. Which is going to be interesting. Can't select a color. It's the only downside to using this site. There are so few resources you can use without having to pay. Can I close this? This right here, yes. Good. Whew. Had me worried there for a second. So, I want to create like indents in the image here, so that way we have a clear indication of our continents right? And then from that we can determine what and where we have our countries within said continent, because there are a lot of countries on 2 of our continents, and there's one continent that has a single country. Um, I want to download this. I'm going to export to the same file the general overview for the continents are, for the world is. From there, we're going to go into, I'm going to install Blender. Or Blender? Not Blender. GIMP. I'm going to install GIMP, and from there, we're going to create those creases I was talking about a second ago. At which point, we'll have our continents created, and then from there, we'll have a better landscape map-ish. We'll have an image to edit and a bunch of other images within said image to edit. And the end result will be we have large scope, right, geography of planet cut out of each of the continents. And then each continent's going to have its own separate image that I'm going to save as a copy, like a zoomed in version of it. We're going to cut out everything, have that, save it, rinse, repeat for each of them. So we have the overworld massive view, and then we have each of the continents as themselves, and each one's going to have in its own respective file its image, so that way it's as easy as clicking on this. Ooh, here's your descriptors, and then here's your picture with all the countries and each of the everything's in it. So yeah, we're gonna export finished. Good. Okay, we're gonna minimize this because I'm not entirely sure what the heck else to do about that. We're gonna bring back Notepad. This is good here. We don't want to do that. We want to do this. Do I have GIMP installed on this? Paint this. No. I don't know. Good. No. Okay. So let's see if I have this maybe. Yep, I do have it. Sweet. I don't have it. Crap. Set later. GIMP. Why is it using this? Weird. Hang on. Hold on. Why am I using that still? I can use this right here. This. Not preview. This. Hello, what's up? Getting GIMP on this computer now. I have visitors and I don't know why they're visiting. I don't know. I don't care. 293.8 megabytes to go. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are enjoying the stream. I am. Okay, so that makes sense. We're gonna open up GIMP now. Close that there. We have our this. Yes. Put this with documents. Good. Good. Close that. We'll open this up. Good. Boom, boom. Documents. Good. Okay. We have an image here now. Cool. With that being the case, let's go ahead and do this. Let's get this underway. This here. Take this. We're gonna close out of this because we no longer need it, though it is a useful tool, and we more than likely are going to have an instance where we'll be looking up an image, and then from that we'll create a outline, right? Because again, we're going to make the creases and indents to create the overall structure of the planet, so the continents themselves, right? In the water as well, like it'll just be a straight line showing the general shape of the continent. And this is me just completely shaky hand over the top of an image, just line. Outside of that, I'll bring up the snipping tool on this PC, take a small screenshot of the general country, and then from that, we'll put that image back into GIMP. And then from there, we will edit the country itself, its borders or the continent itself, from the borders of the country to the labeling of the cities, as well as the general structure of the landscape, that being mountainous, hillish, grassland, the like, right? We're also going to be looking at the notes and cross-referencing our lines in our geographical shaping with our notes, so that way, in the end, we have something that is visually appealing on a large top-down view, right? And then we'll also have the general description of said continent thrown in there alongside it, and we'll try and get that to tie in to our story to better simulate some stuff. And yeah. I think we're doing pretty good so far. I think we are. Let's see. I have rarely used GIMP for anything. Very seldom used GIMP for anything. So here we are with GIMP now. We're learning this the hard way. We're going to learn it the hard way. Found section. This makes sense. Paintbrush tool. Nothing too nefarious. We want our brush size to be very small. We don't want to see these lines. We just want a general overview. Okay, so it's like that. Okay. Let's see what 1 gives us. Okay. Edit, undo, good. We're going to bring this up to 10. That'll work. Undo. We need six continents. Blah, blah, blah. 6 continents. How do I want to do this? Six shapes. Hmm. There's one. There's 2. Three. Four. 5. I think we made a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a problem. So we're going to change that. Let's do this. Want to be able to select a smudge. I need to play some music. That's what's missing. My creativity comes from the calmness of my own mind and being able to listen to music and do this at the same time. So we're going to do just that. Music. Music. Yay. Okay. Let me see what I can do now. Do this again now. One. Two. Two, three. Four. Five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. That is the number we needed. Let's make sure our notes say this is exactly what we needed. So we had this one. Decaying that contains a portal. Okay, cool. There's countries, one time country with all the goodies. Cool. Cool. Grassland. Okay. Let's do this. I think hi. BRB chat. Sorry. Had a little bit of a disturbance in the force. That disturbance has been taken care of. Talked everything about that. I can move this around. Sweet. Okay. I'm gonna put this one here. Um. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. To start. Snipping tool for the win. Keep things simple. So from here, we're going to press new. Start down here. We're going to go all the way up to this one here. Save. Now we're going to do this one here. Hmm. Oof. Okay. Hmm. This is just to get the characteristics. I need some. I need some of this. Okay. I don't know why, but it's not wanting to update my YouTube title. It's updated the Twitches perfectly. Because it's too large. Okay, so this. That should be good. Good. Update. Good. Yes, title's updated. Good. Okay. Separate from that now. Let's work on continent, shall we? Just cause we're here and we're doing this. Let's minimize this. We have our country 1. It is essentially all of this right here, right? This right here is our continent 1, not country 1. Sorry. From here, continent 1 has 4 countries to it. 4 of them. Let's go ahead and open up this as well, so that way we are on the same page. Continent 1. Good. Okay. This works. We're going to minimize this and keep it in mind. The general look is a mountainous region, a deep canyon that contains a portal to the elemental plane of Earth. That is what we're looking at when it comes to the geography of Continent 1. Very mountainous. Very, very, very mountainous. So. Oh, I see. From here, we're going to be looking at... Here, zoom in. We have 4 countries in this span. I think it solves itself. Country 1, country 2, country 3, country 4. That actually works. That works wonderfully. Okay, so. This is our first country here. Country 1, country 2, country 3, country 4. This is where things get a little more interesting because now I'm having to figure out populations, cities, capitals, yada yada yada, like customizing the entirety of the country, and it's very expansive, difficult. I could use some ideas. I could use some. hear drumming, but I don't know what is happening. I've been looking at this screen for a little while now. I've been looking at the door in the reflection because I don't know what's going on. Caution. Where it's needed. Weird. Either way, I have an idea. This is what I wanted to do with the other one. The countries take care of themselves, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to further separate it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the snippet tool again. But before I do that, I'm going to go into my pathway here. And because I know this continent has 4 countries, we're going to do this. We're going to create a file, country 1, data, keep it simple. Boom, 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 country 2, data. See where I'm going with this? Hyper compartmentalizing. Country 3, data. Country 4, data. Done. This will only ever be these 4 files, period. With this, we go back to Notepad here. We'll just maximize that, keep it nice and huge. We're going to open up a brand spanking new one. Things there, nice and simple. Here, save. Country 1 data, yes, save. Done. Open up another. If there's any kind of music you guys wish to listen to while I'm doing this on stream, so you guys have that creative juice flowing the same way I am, it's not just me bobbing my head in absolute silence, right? Being a weirdo. Be sure to leave those comments down in the VOD of this on the Patreon Orbs Vault type gist, right? I don't know what to do anymore. I'm looking for suggestions so where my streams are entertaining, you have some music to listen to, and we are chilling, creating stuff side by side, and it's not just me doing random stuff on a image slash screen looking stuff, right? Because yeah, I'd like to get my streams working so well that I could say it's okay with what I'm doing. This is currently what I'm working on, is the notepad side of things. We have country 3 here. We're saving that. We need the continents. Country 3, save. Good. X out of that. Open this up. Go back to this. Actually, no. Continent 1, country 4. Good, good, good. Save. 4, good. Gold. Go back out of that completely. Here. I don't think we need this. I'd like to save that, actually, yeah. Keep that good and saved, because we don't want that to get messed up in the long run. From here, we minimize this. We minimize this. We swap this back over to GIMP. And then from GIMP, we bring out snipping tool. Boom. Keep that nice and simple. This here, we want this country first. This is country 2. Good. Good. This one here. This is country 1. Good. Save. We got this one here. Country 3. That looks like a small image. That's because it is. Country 4 is an exceedingly small country, like a tiny country. For the geographical, like actual notes on the notepad, it is the smallest country compared to everything else. It is small. So, yeah. Good. Gold. Back out of that. We now have continent 1 taken a snippet of, and all the countries divided up into their own little files with their own little descriptors. From there, we'll have constant stuff to take notes of, to actually like jot down on notepad and stuff to get it nice and well saturated with content. I think I want to continue doing this exact same thing for every single one of the continents. Just have the general continent picture, which I've already done so, right? This is primarily me trying to divvy up the countries within said continents, so it's not a matter of me having to go in, create a new shape, and then from there take a snipping, right? Instead, I can just have it all done, said, out of the way, so I can just snip, back out, and call it a day. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. I'm going to close out of this now because I don't need it. And instead, I'm going to open up the continent 2 file, which is this here. How many countries? We have 6 countries in continent 2. Continent 2 is specifically that, this one. We're looking at an entire shape. This right here is continent 2. This, like this whole shape right here is continent 2. Okay, so from here, we're working on notes to 2. We have 6 countries we have to make up on this. I need to create a new layer. Okay. Not that being a thing. There are 6 countries in this. Okay. So here's how we're going to divvy this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Okay. I think that works best for us. Yeah. If that works. That works. That works. Okay. We're just going to leave it like that for all the day. From here, snipping tool. For this, we need to actually create our folders for country 1. There are 6 on this one. So 6 folders. We'll do the images first because they're the easiest. They're easier, stuff. We'll create this one first. Country 1. Listening to. Big Bop, it's an ad. Good grief. That knocked me off my rhythm. Sorry. I needed my bop. You could see it. You could see exactly what I was going with off of the browser source that displayed. Dude, that really knocked me off my rhythm. Not gonna lie. Good grief. Okay. We have this taken care of. That's good. CSUI. This one. Okay. Okay. I was afraid it was actually going to throw something my way that would have really messed up my rhythm, but this is needed. Puts my mind in the right spot. Very nice. Images now. So this case, this back, swap back over to GIMP. So we can see exactly what I'm doing. Here, here. X out of this because that is continent 2. Oh, we're moving on. Okay, we're moving on to continent 3. This is the easy one. A single country. Okay. I've already determined that. Cool. So that means all I have to do is take a hold of that image and duplicate it over to the other file. That way I can do stuff with that. Same image. There. Cool. Actually, a copy of it. Because, yeah. Good. Okay. Cool. We're halfway through the continents and separating out all the data for each one. Once they're all nice and good separated, we'll have individual, like, we'll continue rolling dice and get them, like, saturated with data, right? And then from there, I'll get to work on story and stuff. Like, I want to get it nice and packed full of things before I get super in depth with storytelling. And yeah, stuff. I got a lot of work to do. Whole lot of work. I have to divide this up into 10. Holy crap. I have an idea. I have an idea. It's a crazy idea. But I have an idea. Oh wow. So I just got through making files and like renaming them 7 times because the when I go to copy them, it doesn't do country one, country two like it's supposed to. Instead, it does country copy, country copy, copy, country copy, 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 country copy, copy, copy. You understand? Just keeps going down that whole thing. I'm over like, why? Why is it like this? Can't it just be country, country one, country two, country three? I get that would be a little bit more, but still. In any case, it's over. I've created all the files needed for this continent now. Now I gotta create the crap for the. We're not done with Notepad. Hang on. This here, this here, this here. No, 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 no. Good. I want to sing, but I don't want to get copyrighted. Ben, I'm not that good of a singer. Hmm. So here's where creativity comes into play. Not saying none of this beforehand was creative of me, but at the same time, this is my touch on this subject. Been streaming for almost 3 hours. No, I've been streaming for 3.5 hours now. I want to take a break. I've done a lot of work now, and it looks to be pretty dang good what I've done here so far. This is continent 4 that we're on at the moment. So yeah, I think we did pretty good for right now. If you're enjoying stream so far, drop a like. I understand this is not the kind of content I usually post, and that it is a new taste for a lot of the audience here, right? But this is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and honestly, it was between this and working out this stream, and I understand which one would have been more productive. However, at the same time, I was going to take a risk with the workout session. That would have been not good for the channel's sake. So, without further ado, we're going to go to break. It'll be about 10, 15 minutes, somewhere in there. We'll be right back. Okay? Okay. Hello. So we just got back from break, and I thought a lot. I thought very hard about what I want to do from this point on when it comes to these kinds of streams. I still want to continue streaming. I want to continue doing this. I enjoy streaming a lot. I think the best I can do when it comes to these just chatting streams is continuing to do them. Nada every Wednesday, just continue to do them. I want to get into the habit of having an audience and getting feedback from said audience, right? Again, I understand this is not the kind of content I typically stream. That's the whole point. Me streaming new content, stuff that's outside of gaming, that's not investing. That's not anything I already do. Something new, right? All of this to me is brand spanking new. I want to get good at this. But to get good, I also need an audience. So that's what I'm going to do from here on. I'm just going to keep streaming this. I'm going to keep going. With any luck, well, the luck is the name of the game. Until then, I guess I'm wasting my time just talking. In the event anyone wants to see this, and you wind up seeing this, I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I post videos Tuesdays and Thursdays now. Not Wednesdays, but Thursdays. They're okay. They're not too bad. They're okay. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next stream. See ya.